So the last thing you want to deal with, pets are part of your family, right? And if something goes wrong and they're in distress, would you know what to do in a medical emergency? Would you know how to perform CPR on your pet? So what we need to know to be able to do this, let's ask the expert now. Joining us now is Kate Klasen, the owner and founder of Help. That's an organization that teaches CPR for pets and animals. Hello, Kate, good to see you. And who's this?
This is Bishop.
Hi, Bishop. Okay, you're a good boy. Huh? All right, and you're very healthy and everything's okay. Before we get to exactly how to perform CPR, you have an interesting background on this because you went through an emergency yourself with a pet. Tell us about that.
I did. So I was a first responder for about 20 years, and I used to teach CPR first aid to first responders, so I thought I was ready to save the world. For humans.
Yes.
And it took my 5-pound Chihuahua to start choking, and I picked her up and I thought, how do I do Heimlich on a 5-pound dog?
Wow.
And from that point of feeling absolutely helpless, luckily whatever it was that I did, it dislodged the object, and she's still with me today. But that's what really started me down this roadway of what are we supposed to do for our pets, because most people don't realize.
You said, hey, this could happen.
Right.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing.
Right.
Okay.
No.
So let's say that your dog here is having some problems instead of being completely comfortable on this mat.
I know.
Okay, good. All right, so what would you do? What's the first thing you would do?
So if he starts having some problems, most of the time, our pets don't necessarily have a heart attack. So a heart attack, they're going to have a little bit more oxygen reserve, which is why adults, you can go call 911 first.
Okay.
Our pets are like our children. They don't have that oxygen reserve to give us enough time.
So you've got to get air to them.
We want to get to them absolutely immediately.
What would you do?
So what I would do, usually I will teach going over an emergency assessment. So we want to make sure that this is what we need to get to.
Okay.
So we do our emergency assessment, and I like to show people a hands-on class is always going to be the best because every dog has different shapes.
Okay.
And different shapes is going to be a little bit different hand placement. Right. But showing you this technique, it's at least going to give you something to do instead of doing absolutely nothing.
Right. Let's see what you got.
So I did my emergency assessment, and I've determined he's not breathing, and
he's amazing, by the way. He's used to this, it looks like.
He is used to this. He's not breathing. He doesn't have a heartbeat. So what I would typically want to do is I'm going to want to come up on his backside.
Okay, so let me switch with you here.
Stay. So you want to come up on the backside, and the easiest way to find out where your hand placement is going to be is to take that front leg, pull that back as far as you can, and where that elbow is, the elbow points to the heart. Okay. So that's where you're going to do your hand placement.
Okay. Would you start with that then before the breath?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we don't want to worry about the breath just yet because the compressions are going to be more important than the breath. So we want to start our compressions, and it's just like on the people's side where it's going to be 30 compressions to 2 breaths, so 30 compressions to 2 breaths.
Like Staying Alive, they all say the Bee Gees song?
Yes.
Okay.
But I always like to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Because in an emergency situation, you're probably not going to be thinking of a song, but you do know 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So for a dog his size, I would definitely do hand over hand like you would on the human side. And there's a lot of similarities. The difference here too is not only am I going to do my compressions here, and then I'm going to do 2 breaths. So my 2 breaths actually goes
how you do that. Okay,
straight.
You close their mouth.
You close their mouth.
Okay.
And what I do is, and I also teach, you can use the lips and pull the lips down to form an extra seal.
Come in closer. Here we go. Okay.
And then you breathe right into the nose. So you're going to breathe right into that nose, and you should
like,
see.
no, look,
I know. He's like, I'm really breathing, Mom. And then after you do that, where you're going to check for a pulse as well is going to be back here in the back leg area. So I always see where the leg meets the body, that's the femoral artery, and that's where you're going to end up feeling for your pulse.
And Kate, we're almost out of time here. So you teach classes.
I do.
How do people get involved with these classes if they'd like to?
So they can reach me at www.helpllp.com, or they can call me directly at 602-790-3651.
Really interesting. I didn't even know this existed, so there you go.
Yeah.
And your dog's amazing. You're a good boy. You can be alive now. Be alive. Yay, it's a miracle. All right, thank you so much for coming in.